When I first bought my lake house, I imagined quiet mornings on the dock, evenings by the fire pit, and the simple joy of living away from the chaos of the city. What I didn't anticipate was the ruthless HOA that seemed to thrive on making residents miserable. Within weeks of moving in, I received letters accusing me of violating rules I didn't even know existed. My mailbox was apparently 2 inches too tall, my kayak rack was unsightly, and the seasonal lights I hung on my porch were deemed non-compliant with community standards. The final straw came when they threatened to evict me altogether, claiming that my property didn't conform to aesthetic guidelines, despite the fact that I had followed every code in the book. Most people would have folded under the pressure, but I wasn't about to let a group of power-drunk board members bully me out of my own home, so I dug deeper. I started attending every HOA meeting, recording their so-called rules, and reading through hundreds of pages of bylaws they never expected anyone to examine. What I found was shocking. The HOA president had been misusing funds for years, charging residents for community improvements that never happened, while quietly paying her relatives for bogus contracts. I gathered evidence, spoke with neighbors who had their own horror stories, and finally brought everything to light at the annual meeting. The room went silent as I laid out receipts, bank statements, and documented violations of state HOA laws. One by one, the other board members turned on their president, realizing she had put them at risk of legal liability too. By the end of the night, the entire board was forced to resign, and a vote was held to dissolve the HOA altogether. It felt surreal watching the same people, who tried to evict me, scramble to explain themselves. My neighbors, once too afraid to speak out, were cheering me on, thanking me for standing up when no one else dared to. Today, my lake house is still standing, free from HOA harassment, and the community is finally thriving without their iron grip. What started as an attempt to push me out became the very reason the HOA collapsed. And I can't help but smile every time I sit on my porch, knowing I turned their own rules against them.